these really heavy cotton cushions, I'm lengthening the spine by tilting my pelvis forward, because my spine, I have a little bit of scoliosis. So my spine is not going to be able to sit without a cushion, without really straining the body to lift up out of the crown of the head. And then settle into where you're going to put your hands. It's just a mindfulness practice at any time. You get a little jungled in your head, jimbled, like you feel there's just too much going on. Thumb and pointer finger together, just bring them together wherever you are. And that will give you a focal point. It also will connect the two nadis that are going to go right to that place of, centering, grounding. You need more energy, go to the prana mudra. Last two fingers, pointer finger ring finger and pinky and thumb come together. Other two fingers come out. Then again, finding that breath and letting this beginning meditation be the training for any time. Anytime during the day, take a yoga moment. Take a meditation moment. Yoga means union. Meditation is one skill within the understanding of the union that yoga brings. And the breath, pranayama, another skill. Hundreds of ways to breathe, hundreds of ways to meditate. A meditation moment can be as simple as going out, putting your feet on the earth and looking at the sky and taking a breath. Moments can be in milliseconds, or you can take a minute, or you can bring your focus to counting, or focus to the breath. Inhale for the count of 4, exhale to the count of 8. And this morning we, at the very last song that I played, not the Give Yourself to Love, but I played the Sa Ta Na Ma. And I also played the song Between the No Longer and the Not Yet. And all of that is all the teachings building up to whatever the day feels like to me. And as we are in fall or in autumn, the change of the season has come further along, and we're headed into the darkest time of the year, but we're almost in kind of this middle place between no longer summer, not yet winter. And so I come to Sa Ta Na Ma, which is it's birth, and that's the thumb and the pointer finger. Life, and that's the third finger. Death, and then rebirth is the pinky. And notice the breath meditation as we do this. And we say Sa with an S, like Sam, Ta with a T, like Tina, Na is an N, like in Nancy, and Ma, like in mother. M, Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. And notice the breath pattern as you go. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Notice the vibration of Sa, Ta, Na, Ma in your throat and in your chest. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. And slow it down. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. And then whisper it. Sa, ta, na, sa, ta, na, ma, sa, ta, na, ma, sa, ta, na, ma, sa, ta, na, ma. And then silent, but use your mouth, but without speaking. And then sa, ta, na, ma. And then sing it. Sa, ta, na, ma. 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 Then whisper it. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na. Silence. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. And then take a breath in. Thumb and pointer finger together. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. And then pause in silence and breathe. Finding the breath. Feel the vibration. Birth, life, death, rebirth. Birth, life, death, rebirth. And then fingertips together and thumbs to your heart, and bring the light of gratitude through your heart for that progression that we live all the time, that all the plants live, all the animals, in fact, all beings live this lesson of birth, life, death, rebirth. So the rebirthing of this new earth is what we're involved with. And overflowing love of gratitude for your heart being that big, for us having the power of 8. Together, we can change the world even more than we can as a single person. As we focus ourselves in that place of the light, the visible light of the first 7 chakras, strengthening our own personal body, physical body, mental, emotional, spiritual, intellectual, and relational body, to be with this moment of connection, connecting with the geometry of the flower of life, then into the indigo blue and the violet, where we have the expansion of our control centers of the brain. And that one of imagination is where we sit with this overflowing vision of our heart that's opening and going out and connecting all of us. And then we can send our heart out to all those who we are connected with, especially the women's circles. Then tap the top of your head and remember the 7th chakra, the one that opens to this new 12. And the 12 chakras are suns. The other chakras, chakra means vortex. It means, the translation of that word is circle, is vortex. So they were circular energy that coming out the front and the back body. Now we are emerging into the 5th dimensional understanding of our earthly bodies, and we are actually shining suns as we understand them, stars shining out. So consider that you are connecting to your soul, and then to the galaxy, and then to the universe. And then bring the hands to your heart with a little namaste. And that namaste is, I honor myself for taking out this time to do this practice of union, of bringing myself back whole, and knowing that this is a practice that I take with me on the mat, off the mat. And then release that, and release the posture, and take a deep breath in and out. If you're seated like I am, then you might need to lengthen out the legs as you come off of your anything that you're seated on. Have your, always have your equipment. If you're using equipment, always have it handy. Mine isn't always handy when I want it. And remember, you can use this time to make a class that is totally restorative by using equipment or lessening the posture, the gentle, moderate, or vigorous. As we come down to the floor, if you're not already there, pull the knees into the chest. Always a good way to start. It's actually always a good way to end and start your day. You can do it right in bed before you go to sleep and when you wake up. And roll the knees in a circle. There's a lot of these postures on the floor that you can just do in your bed. And remember that each one has its own magic. And roll the knees in the other direction. Massage the lower back. Now you get a little better massage of your body on the floor. You have a little bit more feedback on a mat. And I'm on a mat made out of cotton rather than on a mat made out of another material. Then roll the ankles and point and flex the feet. Mine always a little bit fall asleep in that position when I'm seated. If that's anything that you experience, then just know that you just have to roll your ankles and point and flex your feet a lot. Wheel your toes, just keep them moving. Then open the knees wide and feel the inner thighs, and just, you can hold on there and give yourself support, or let it go, or bring the arms up, and you can bring the head up. Now this would be the first beginning of like, okay, core strength, let's move it, let's be in that core, because the physical body is so important to be physically, emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, and relationally present. And our physical bodies always will show how we are out of balance one way or another. And sometimes it's from childhood. So we have to work on what's gone on along the path. Then head comes down, feet come up, and you can take yourself back. You can, have your hands behind your knees, up on the shins, up on the ankles, catch onto the pants legs, or hands on the toes if you get there. If your flexibility is there, maybe your knees touch the floor. People who can do splits, they can just bend their knees all the way down to the floor. And just think for a moment, happy baby, and then decide, can I rock back and forth a little bit on my back? Feel the spine as you do, cross over to the other side. There's lots, each of these postures always has a progression that has been, studied through the vinyasa yoga, the yoga of movement, yoga of dance, or dance of yoga. In fact, this posture, you can, if you want, you can come all the way over to one side, bring the feet together, and all the way over to the other side and bring your feet together, and just go as far over as you want to go. It takes a little bit of practice to get the body used to this. And I can't go over to the opposite side because of the microphone. So if you have anything in your way like that, then you come back to center at some point and release. And roll wrists and ankles, knees. This is a warm up of all the joints while you're grounded into the earth on the spine. And some of us don't need as much of that as we need core, and we want to bring our head up. And then if you have the body to do this, then you reach out and you take up a lot of space, and you still ground into your lower back, considering how amazing that spine is to be able to hold you up this way. Breathe, lots of breath and motion. And then freeze and notice the shape that you make. Be in this present moment with the shape and how your body freezes in this moment to hold you up. And then bring yourself down and pull the knees in. Take a deep breath in and out. As you lift the head up and bring your hands down the leg as far as you want, or hands behind the knees. And if you need your head on a cushion, just put your head on a cushion. This is to help strengthen the neck. And remember that this is our stress. This is our built up stress. This is our childhood trauma. This represents all that kind of stuff that keeps us tight. And then 5-pointed star represents us as really being able to, take up space, have our voice, powerful, strong, magnificent, vibrant, radiant women. Free from all of the tangles, all of the things that tangle us up. Then bring the feet flat to the floor and drop the knees side to side. In the world of coming fully present, it's always, how does my physical form, what's it doing right now? What's it taking on? Why did I feel so stiff when I woke up? Why or what is holding my body back from being totally free of the things that tangle me up inside and out? Let my fascia be free. Let the flow of energy and in my body be flowing freely from every little fingertip down to the toes, up to the crown of my head. Drop the knees to one side, turn the head to the other. Now, the gentle form without any blocks or any support is just to drop the knees to one side and feet are apart. Feet, knees, and thighs on top of each other is a little bit more vigorous. Then the bottom leg crossing over the left is even more vigorous. The right leg over the left, I happen to be on the right side. And then you can use a block between the knees or a cushion or something behind your back. It feels good to have the support. But sometimes I don't even want to deal with having equipment. So I just pick the posture that feels the best for the moment I'm in. And again, your moments will always be changing and every day will be different, even on a physical level. Finding that breath. Then change sides, and knees go to the other side, feet are apart for gentle, feet, knees, and thighs on top of each other. The arms can be down by your sides. They can be anywhere. If you want to release shoulders, you can always have your arms over your head. And if you want something that is stronger, it's going to really give you something stronger. You take the bottom foot and cross it over that top leg. And you're going to see, well, does that work for me? Am I able to relax everything that I can? What works best for you in this moment? And it's kind of a metaphor for on the mat, off the mat, as you really keep visioning, like, what works best for me in this moment? You have some choices. Choices are one of the beautiful, amazing pieces of us being in these human bodies. And then bring the knees to center and get the spine come off the floor, have the spine come off the floor through inhale up, exhale down. Again, even though you may have done these over time in a lot, every day is different. Now, I love to go on through this pattern, through this series, because each one has a different breath pattern. So this one is a breath pattern of the full, complete breath. Inhale up, exhale down, and you can slow it down and get even more breath in there. So you can even hold the breath at the top of the breath so you can play. All different kinds of breaths can come forward in any posture. Now, if you want a little bit more vigor for the lower body, you can take the knees, feet, and thighs and press them together. And this is the Pilates stance. It gives you a little bit more strengthening of those inner thighs. Everyone will find their own rhythm for each of the postures, for each of the breaths. If the postures are in motion, you find your own gentleness to vigor. Then hold the posture, and you can put a block underneath. If your block is really handy, you can just take it and just slip it right underneath your pelvis. It usually feels really good. Or you can use this as a strengthener, pulsing the hips towards the ceiling. Now, if your knees are together and your legs are really working hard there in the Pilates stance, then you're going to feel this in a different way. If you haven't done this before, if you widen your knees out, you'll see that it doesn't connect in with those inner thighs. Then hold for a moment and just feel what happens to the buttocks. And you have a choice here of holding and really squeezing that buttocks muscle, the gluteus maximus, or relaxing it. And you can play with that. You can actually see how you can be in this posture by relaxing the buttocks if it's too hard to hold it. And then bring yourself down and pull the knees in to stretch it out and to do the opposite action that we just did. And last week I taught the 100, and that's the only, that's the one we're going to do today. Now, you have a lot of choices here from gentle to vigorous, and it's not an easy, the full posture is not easy. It's not meant to be easy. It's supposed to really challenge your whole body. So the first lesson is the straight arms, and you straighten them and you're going to be kind of bouncing them. And that's going to strengthen the arms. It's also going to give you the beat. And the beat is with the breath. It's inhale for 5, exhale for 5. Now you can go as slow as you need. You can go. I like to blow it out because it's easier to blow it out than inhale, than have it come in and out of my nose. But it's a training to have it in coming out of your nose. So I like to do that. Now you can lift your head. You can keep the head down. You can bring the feet up. You can still do this, head down or feet up. You can still do this with the feet down and head up, feet up in table position and feet lengthened out or legs lengthened out. I usually go to the table position. Now, if your neck gets a little tired, you take one hand and put it behind your head and the other arm still is pumping. And then you switch and you switch and you switch. Meanwhile, you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then pause and lift up and lower down. So that was all the teaching. Now we're going to go through a series. It's called 100 because you do 100 breaths. You do 10 inhales, 10 exhales, and you work it to the count of 100. So decide where you want to start. And if you start somewhere and you have to go down to a more gentle level, then go down to that gentler level, like feet on the floor or head on the floor, head on a cushion. Lift the head if you're following me, and hands out, and it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then hold. That was a 50, and we come down. Pull the knees in, take a deep breath in and out. Now, if you didn't realize it and you didn't remember it, then there's always the pelvic floor to make you even more stable. So you want to go and take your consciousness to the pelvic floor, which is a diaphragm of its own, and squeeze there. So get yourself ready, take a deep breath in and exhale, and then lift the head if you want or not, and one hand behind the head if you want, and you begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then hold for a moment, lift up for a moment, take a breath in and out, and then pull the knees in, and congratulations. Really give yourself a congratulations. However you came through that Pilates exercise called the 100. Then bring yourself up. And it feels good to come up after being down like that. Ooh, that's a metaphor too, isn't it? It feels good to bring yourself up after being down. Between the no longer and the not yet. Sometimes the not yet and the no longer kind of catch us in our heart, in our soul, and we get stopped in our tracks. Nice, just fluid. And then bring yourself onto your hands and knees. Onto the hands and knees. Remember that if you need support for hands and knees, a cushion. My knee is, it takes a long time to heal a knee, I have to say. And then luxuriate in the movement of the spine. Breathing. Inhale, exhale. And again, it's always at your own pace, own level. What do you need here? Now, what we're going to do from here is hold for a moment in one direction. Don't hold the breath. Remember that you are light and sound.
Remember that there is light that's coming off of your physical body at all times. There's, every cell produces photons, little packets of light, and the other direction.
And light comes in wavelengths. The color spectrum all have wavelengths. So I'm wearing red today, so I'm emitting partially just some from the color red is coming the color of the red wavelength. So you have to remember that we're these light beings. Fold back. And for those of you who this is hard for because of the knees, I'm trying to remember, I haven't even done this in a while. Come down on your elbows instead. And you just hang there for a moment. Now, down on your elbows is puppy stretch. And everyone can try it. It's, instead of coming all the way back into child, you're in puppy on the elbows. And you can also come down on the forehead or on the chin. So the vigorous posture here is to go arms out and you're down on the chin. You can also come on the forehead. You can also put a block there and come down on the forehead there. So it takes the pressure off of the elbows and the arms. So which one is for you? And again, you could be folded all the way back. This is kind of a nice position to give you a little bit more curve in that lower back, and you kind of can, feel that curve, and it's not as hard on the knees. So always know you have that option. I've been kind of forgetting to teach that option. But if you were with me in person, you've probably done it a lot. Then as we come here, we come up onto our hands and come into the back bend of upward dog. And we're kind of in this place of a nice back bend, but still supported. And then back. Inhale up. Exhale when you get there. Inhale back. Exhale when you get there. And you can always be down on your elbows into puppy stretch. Inhale up. If you need to, use your fists. Another way to lengthen out the wrists in a different way. And back. Inhale up and then exhale when you get there. Inhale back. Exhale when you get there. I can't underestimate the power of the movement of the spine in our healing process. Last time, we're going to hold, come up. You're in this back bend. Tuck the toes behind you. You may need to go down to hands and feet, hands and knees, but you're going to tuck the toes. You can come from upward dog to downward dog, or you can come from knees and hands and knees and downward dog. Then heel walk. And just see. Now, if you have any memory of when we do the leg stretch series and what happens just by doing that series, we did it on Friday. My legs are always a little, not as lengthened. And today what we're going to do, and you can do this from hands and knees, is we're going to bring the right knee down through the hands and the left leg back. Now, again, this one requires, for some of us, a block or a cushion or something, and you put it under that right hip. I wonder if this cushion will work. I'm thinking, as I always look at the screen, I'm going, I should really get light colored equipment because it shows up so much better. So I always got dark equipment so that it wouldn't get dirty. I wouldn't see the dirt. So here we are. Now, If this doesn't work for you, then you're bending your knee. You're bending that back leg and you're coming into this almost mermaid position. Then come down on your elbows if it feels good. And again, you can put your head on the floor and lengthen out your arms. Or you can, have a block. And you're just finding what goes on when you put the weight of your body on that knee. Now, if this doesn't work for you, you can turn on your back and do thread the needle. Or you can turn on your back and just pull that hip in to make the same shape. And we've done that a lot in the leg stretch series with the thread the needle and then pulling one foot towards you. So this is pigeon. Pigeon is a posture about grounding into the earth and feeling the strength of your first chakra. This is your foundation. It's your family. It's your, for some people, it's their foundation, like their home, their house, their state, their city. All of that is part of a foundation, maybe a neighborhood or a community or a circle of women even, but the foundation. Breathe into the sensation there. There might be a lot, so you're just testing it out. One side might be very different than another. And just send a little love to that right hip. And then walk yourself up and stretch up as high up as you can into the back bend. Now you can either come back to hands and knees, or you can tuck the toe behind you and press into the hands and come up onto that toe, and you're back in downward dog. And you're changing sides with the cushion, if you're using a cushion or a block. Then the left knee, you're going to bend that knee and come forward. Now, if you were in mermaid position, then you just switch to the other side. And you can't see the cushion on the other side, but I'm using a cushion, especially on this side, because I'm healing that knee. And I continue to heal that knee. It takes a long time. So reaching up and then down onto the elbows. And you can go all the way down to the forehead, or again, get a cushion or a block to hold you up. As you settle into the sensations of what this feels like. Again, you can bend the back leg and you're in mermaid position, and it makes it a lot easier. So you want to choose the one that really works for your body and surrender to it. Just honor it and honor that we have these physical bodies. And yes, we have different things that happen to them over the years that we all have been in the body. We are the wisdom tribe. Now, when you're on your own doing these postures, you can stay as long as you want. Since we have a little time frame here, I'm going to come back up and reach up. Know that always one side of the body is always training the other side of the body. So you can stay longer on one and less time on the other, and you're still going to have this, a little bit of the mirror neurons is what they are. Then tuck the toe behind you and you're back up, or you're coming hands and knees and you're back up. Okay, 3 times up in downward dog. Walk yourself up. We're just going to come to standing for just a moment. Find your way to however you come up to standing, bringing the arms up and feeling ourselves come up to standing and have the hands come to the heart. Then shake it out a little bit because we've been down on the floor a lot. And our time is almost up. Then inhale up Big inhale and exhale down. And then breath of joy. And it's a and go as slow as you need to with this. Don't necessarily follow me. I know we never can be synchronized on Zoom anyway. And last time. Okay, and then feel the feet and get there to come into a tree. So left foot in the floor and toe on the floor, hands at your heart, gentlest. Moderate foot. Oops, I'm not going to balance on the, I have to go onto the floor. So get there and bring the ankle up and balance, and then arms can come up. And you can also bring that foot above the knee if you have that balance, or you go to a wall. Your focus, it's focusing on something not moving, breath, and then let it go. Other side, get there, up. Toe on the floor, gentlest. Toe above the knee. It's really what you're going for in balancing postures is focus and concentration. Concentration on one single non-moving point. Feeling how the foot holds you up, all the wobbling or whatever's there. Using the strength of your toes, everything's active, and then let it go. Shake it out. Just to work with women and our power, like the song that I sang. I sang another Karen Drucker song, The Power of Women. I will try to send you the list again because I've got new songs on there. I will look for the way to do that again. Come into one power posture. This is a total power posture. Virabhadrasana 1. This is your expression of I am here, I have a voice, and I know my truth, and I am living it. Step forward and step the other side back. Power posture. I am my I am present. I'm at one with all that is, and I am powerful. And then let it go. Simply because of time, we're coming back to the floor. Drop the chin to the chest and roll down the spine, hands to the floor, step the feet back, heel walk the legs, back into downward dog again. Now, downward dog, one of the things we're doing here is we're working on healing the thyroid and the thymus, getting them really stimulated. But it also works on all the systems of the body. Plus, it's a strengthener, for almost the whole body, all at one time. Then down to the knees, but this time just come down to the side and roll over. And there's so many possibilities for the last 5 minutes. So let's see. We do recline goddess a lot. I'm gonna okay, so there's this one that we've done a lot, which you can use a block or a cushion for, and that is to come up into supported bridge or legs up the wall, or so you can put them up the wall. Legs can be over a chair if you have a chair there, if you want a chair. And you can also just let the legs come up, or you can go up further into shoulder stand. So these are all modifications of shoulder stand. I'm going to put the cushion under, and I'm feeling energetic today. So I'm going to feel how to get up there in shoulder stand. And that's making triangles with the hands up with the pelvis, and thumbs are at the iliac crest and your fingertips behind. And then if you want to go up further, then you just keep walking your hands up into the lower back and up to the mid back to come up, your chin comes to your chest, and that's full shoulder stand. Some people can balance just on their shoulders, but it's more comfortable just to come down and get my feet up. But what's nice is just having this opposite feeling of the feet and gravity pulling on all of the parts of the physical experience of these legs, gravity pulling differently. And it's that shifting of the body and having gravity work upon you that is actually part of the healing process. And especially doing something like bringing ourselves upside down. It's very healing. You've probably heard that there are chairs or there's equipment you can get that turns you upside down. And it actually feels quite nice to adjust it to just the level you like and turn yourself upside down. So, beginning to come to a closing for our session. If you want more going on for your body, then you can play with the legs. You can work the inner thighs out to the V, cross over, point the toes. You can pull one knee in and the other knee in. A lot of things feel good with the pelvis lifted up like this. And you don't have to do this at all. You don't have to have the equipment. You can also roll up a blanket. But given our time, I'm going to continue in having our closing where for me, I just want to get my back. I just want to do a little back bend, a supported back bend with a cushion or a block. Just feels good. Taking a couple breaths. And I'm going to just let my body feel supported bridge for a moment. Supported bridge is a great one, especially with a block. It's a great one if you have a sacroiliac joint sort of tension. You can really massage that sacroiliac joint with a block. It's also just good for sitting so much. It just gives us a nice tilted or gentle back bend to counter the way we usually sit. And find your breath. And back to the theme today is really, birth, life, death, rebirth, between the no longer and the not yet. It's the finding our way through the changes. And so, sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Honoring the number 4 in the 4 directions as we send out our vibration in all 4 directions, as we've cleared ourselves during this time of bringing ourselves back together into union, body, mind, spirit, or physical, emotional, spiritual, intellectual, relational. So our body, mind, spirit gets scattered, and we have to come back home to ourselves, home to all the details of being fully present and knowing that all is well. As we give to ourselves to love and open to the tears and the laughter, as we recognize that love is life that stems from a state of consciousness where all our thoughts, deeds, and actions are for ourselves, but for the evolution of the other. So we bring ourselves to love and open ourselves to the tears and laughter. And we know that it's all about evolution. The evolution of how we come to that word. What that word encompasses. Bring your hands to your heart. And may we have peace, and may what we do here go out onto the world and make more peace. Sending that blessing out to the world as then you find your way. If you're on cushions or whatever you were on, then maybe a moment in Shavasana. I remember a lot of classes will end with 20 minutes of Shavasana. And if that's what you need, put it in your day. Consider a video on yoga nidra. Do a little study of the art of Shavasana, the art of resting, of yogic sleep. And then if you want to join me, then you're rolling over to your side. Take a moment in this posture. Let the water in the body feel gravity as it shifts. Being mostly water, we can feel the water as we come up. You can feel the shifting of all the parts, sensitizing ourselves to the physical form.